What is up, everyone? So if you've been keeping up with the videos, you would have saw that last night we officially started the GTI. Like, the car ran. Unreal. I still can't believe it. But today, I want to drive the car for the first time, and I'm really excited. So this morning, ran around, did my errands, and I got a new battery for it. Threw it in. It's all ready to go. I also fixed the exhaust leak that we had prior. I got a new clamp for it and everything, so that should be all set. Now the last thing that we have to do is put coolant in the car. Well, we also have to clear all the codes on it, but I need a special program to do so, and I have to wait till Brian comes out to work, but we need to put coolant in it. I went to the dealer and picked up the Volkswagen G12, which, or G13, I think they changed it to. I don't know. I know they sell a cheaper version at AutoZone now, but I don't know. I got used to going to the dealer for this stuff. So for any of you guys out there, it's always good to make sure that you use the G12 coolant or the pink coolant. I honestly couldn't tell you a huge difference. I know that on the bottle it says it's ethylene glycol when most coolants are propylene glycol, which it's just another liquid that has a really good heat exchange coefficient, but it doesn't freeze like water. The ethylene glycol over the propylene, ethylene cools a little bit better than propylene glycol, and I'm very confident that it lubricates a little bit more than propylene glycol, and maybe that's why Volkswagen uses it. I don't know. I know with glycol, when it reacts with the air, it actually could produce acids, which is pretty damaging to engines, but I don't think it's that bad. So whatever, use the pink coolant. Don't put green coolant in it. Don't mix coolant. Mixing coolant's bad. Do it right. So I know when you're bleeding a coolant system for the first time after you did a full engine swap, it can be pretty difficult. And there's some crazy process too. I tried to look it up. I didn't see anything in the service manual. I didn't see anything online. I could be looking in the wrong place, but the Volkswagen coolant bubble, the whole coolant system itself is known to be self-bleeding. So I'm gonna just kind of fill it up and hope that it bleeds itself out and just keep an eye on the coolant temps. You do have to be careful with the ethylene glycol though. What's nice about propylene glycol is it's non-toxic, and I definitely can see why the market leans towards that. But the ethylene glycol is toxic, so be careful. This shit will give you hives. All right, and this is where we find out if I'm missing any of my coolant lines. Oh boy. Hopefully I have no coolant leak because this stuff is not cheap. And it looks like I probably should have started with water first because I have a pretty big leak. God damn it, what'd I forget? All right, I should have put water in first because I just wasted like $10 worth of coolant on the ground. Oh boy. So all these hoses are like pressed in with an O-ring, and I don't think the O-ring was fully seated, so I changed the O-ring. I got it seated, I put coolant in, and I don't think it's gonna leak. God, I hope it doesn't leak. But now I have to start the car and let it circulate with the water pump and go from there. I mean, it sounds good so far. Doesn't mean I'm not freaking out still. Are we leaking anything? Nope, not yet. Don't die on me. Uh-oh. What are you doing? Sounds like it's hesitating a little bit. Could have a vacuum leak. All right, I messed with the car a little bit more. There's actually two lines in the back behind the head that were supposed to plug into each other, so they were both leaking. And now that I plug those in, car's idling like a dream. They sound so healthy. I'm so excited. You guys have no idea. This is like the best feeling ever. So Brad got off work, we got food. Comes to find out, he doesn't have the VagCom software anymore, which is pretty unfortunate, which means I really can't access the computer the way I want to on this thing. Still want to try and drive the thing. So I guess we'll try and drive it, and we'll see if the tranny feels funky or what. I don't know. We're gonna send it, but looks like I got a mouse up in this bitch. I mean, this car did sit for a long time. Ew. Rain for the cabin filter too. You gonna come with me, B?
You guys just gonna take it across the parking lot?
Yeah. I'm actually freaking out.
Wish us luck.
What does S stand for?
Sport,
boy,
bro. That's for
put that thing in sport. Are you in sport right now?
No, bro.
I was gonna say, be careful.
I would.
I'm really nervous.
Well, go ahead. Let off the brake.
Hold my hand when I do it.
You can rip his arm out of the socket.
Oh, you hear them brakes?
Oh. My BMW sounded like that for 3.5 weeks.
Your BMW still sounds like that.
No, it doesn't. Jeez, these tires feel square.
Oh my god.
Are we still in first gear here?
Oh my god. Oh! Dude, this alignment is insane.
Test these brakes.
Look, do you feel the whole frame
Yeah.
shifting?
Do we forget to tighten something?
I don't know. It feels really bad, doesn't it? I didn't realize the
Check
alignment.
that.
Are these wheels bent?
I think.
Hey, like all the lights went off besides the check engine light.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's really good. Ready, third. Oh, this thing looks like a dream.
Yeah, DSG.
That is, I know, but we were nervous that DSG was bad, remember?
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's what the previous owner thought in the first place.
All right, so this is why I was freaking out. The previous owner, originally when I tried to buy this car, the previous owner told me the only thing that was wrong with it was stuck in gear. It wouldn't drive. This was coming from a 20-something-year-old female. Not being, not judging. So I was like, whatever. I get there, comes to find out, skip timing, and then like I kind of just didn't think about the whole DSG thing. And throughout the whole process, we're like, okay, well maybe the DSG is bad. Maybe it was just in limp mode because it skipped timing, blah, blah, blah. So I've been nervous that the DSG was bad this whole time. Looks like it's good. It's shifting. I still am going to fully flush the DSG and put a new filter on it, but I'm gonna be doing that with Alex down at Innovate Motorsports. But looks like it's good enough to drive for now. I need to get new wheels.
Sort of. We need to see why.
Dude, this is. You feel that?
Let go of the wheel. Does it do it? It's going back and forth. Yeah. Usually a car will pull one direction or the other if it's like a bad alignment.
Ooh, I like the little pads.
Yeah, the pads are way better than that stuff.
It feels good.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm pretty. Yeah, pretty good. See what that check engine light is for.
This is such a nice car.
You're pretty much ready to go, my man.
Can't believe I own this thing.
Yeah.
This is fucking amazing. Now I just need a truck and I'm fucking living the dream.
If I have heated seats, this is amazing.
My ass is getting toasty.
I know. I'm so mad I don't have heated seats this year. I've had it for years.
I've never had it before in my life.
Oh yeah, we got heat. Should probably open all the vents.
Yeah, it kind of smells like mouse ass, but it'd be cool. Oh, amazing. You know how many wheels I could fit back here? Probably like 8. Fuck.
Shit. We could buy a hitch for this thing and start towing the 240.
Dude, I'm down. You guys just watched me lose my shit over that car for like the last 3 minutes, and I'm just really excited, as you guys can tell. That's all I have to say. I'm really excited. So I made up my mind, and tomorrow I'm gonna register the damn car, which means I need the title, the bill of sale, a lot of money, and registration form, proof of insurance. Ew, I have to insure it. I just thought about that. And previous registration. And that's how you register a car in Connecticut. So I'm gonna call Geico right now, get that insured, and then all right, I just want to let you guys know I just insured the car. It was actually really easy, and it's nice because it's literally 10:30 at night, and they made it happen. But it adds only $2 a month on top of my Saturn for insurance. How is that even possible? Other than the fact of the car being a whole different package level higher than the Saturn, it's literally 7 years newer. No complaints here. All right, guys, so it's a few hours later, and I was anticipating going down and helping Kenny with the S14, starting it up for tonight, but it looks like we're gonna have to end today's video a little bit early because Kenny didn't end up making it down there. So past couple hours, I have been productive though, and I started to work on the FD a little bit. I'm not trying to jump into it yet, but a few little things here and there will help me in the long run. I ended up cutting off a brace off the frame rail and the sway bar mount on both sides. That was originally used for, I think, mounting the radiator, which is V-mounted in some type of brace on the frame that I can no longer run with the 1J because it's just too big. So decided to finally get rid of them. I started kind of tucking the engine harness a little bit, figuring out how I'm going to route it, and simplifying a few things down the road. And we'll get to that soon. We just got to get caught up on everything else. So I hope you guys still liked today's video, even though I basically just drove my car 10 feet. And literally just freaked out about it. So tomorrow we're going to register it. Hopefully it all works out. We got everything good. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. I'll see you guys tomorrow.